cases for that modularity framework implementation, right? This is the last test case we have implemented to validate admin login with valid data using TestNG features. So let us create the second test case. Check admin login with invalid inputs. Admin login test. With invalid data. You answer me first what we have to do. In every test case, we need to have one test method. Check admin login. This I'm configuring using iterate test annotation. And this extends app utils. When I run the code, first before test launch application will run, then iterate test will run. There is no code in the iterate test method now. Finally, after test will run. As of now, it will open the application and close the application. Then the next step, we have to call login functionality present in the library class. We have to call this login functionality by supplying invalid inputs, which is a non-static method present in the login page class. In order to call this non-static function login present in login page class, first we need to create an object for the class. I'm calling a login function. First, I'll supply the data like this. Then I parameterize the input data. What is expected when we supply the wrong username or wrong password? In the same login page class, to check appropriate error message displayed or not, we created a function, is error message displayed. If really some error message displayed, this function returns a Boolean value true, otherwise false. So let us call this function. This function return value, Boolean value, this I'm keeping in a variable RES. The expected results true, error message to be displayed. So I'm implementing the assertion Thus are true. The expected value true. If actual also true, the asset true will produce the results as pass, otherwise fail. Enough. We are checking login with invalid credentials. No logout. I'm running the second test case now. Wrong username, wrong password supplied. It is your test engine generated output. Now let me parameterize these input values. We created a suit last session Saturday. As of now, in our suit, we have only one test case. Soon after one test case is created, we need to append the test case into the suit. Let me add the second test case into the suit. The class path. The test case available in this package and these are test case class name. To run the test case, you need two parameters, username value and password value. The same parameters I'm copying here. Admin user ID parameter. I'm giving a wrong username. Admin password is a parameter. I'm giving the wrong password. Let us access these two parameters from the test case using @parameters annotation. Your function should be able to access the data what we are supplying. The admin UID parameter value will be supplied to UID. Admin PWD parameter value is supplied to PWD. In place of hard-coded data, I'm using the input arguments of the function, the user ID and password. So as of now, there is nothing hard-coded at the test case level. The test case accessing the input data from the test engine suite. I'll run the suite. There are two test cases in the suite now. Admin login with valid inputs, first test case. Admin login with invalid input, second test case. The two test cases are executed and pass. Admin login test with valid data, admin login test with invalid data. The data used to execute the test case also printed in the results. Finally, the two test cases are passed. So we have finished two test cases for the modularity. The test case 3, check admin able to register a new employee successfully or not, called employee registration test case. In the same package, I'm creating another test case. employee registration test. Same approach. Any number of test cases, we need to follow the same approach. In every test case, you have to create a test method first. This I am configuring with @test annotation. The employee registration test extends up utils. When I run this code, this will open the application and close the application. Now, in order to validate employee registration, we have to log in as administrator. In order to call the non-static function login available in the login page class, I am creating an object for the login page class. Let us call the login function. What is the next step? We no need to check admin module displayed or not here. This test case not to verify admin login, this test case to verify employee registration. As of now, we are calling the login function by supplying a valid data. Then in the employee class, we have a function called addEmployee, which is created to verify new employee registration working or not. If really working, the addEmployee returns true, otherwise false. This code creating a new employee, checking the new employee displayed in the table or not. If displayed in the table, true, otherwise false. Let us call this addEmployee function. So all the functions we have created earlier. In order to call that addEmployee function, which is present in the employee class, I am creating an object for this. It needs first name and last name. I'm supplying some sample data here. Later we go for parameterization. If the addEmployee is successfully working, it is returning a Boolean value. The return value I am storing in a variable called res, expected true. It is actual results. After validating adding employee functionality, we need to call the logout function. I'm calling out the logout function. Done. By default, close application will run. The addEmployee test case also executed successfully and pass. Here, let me introduce small concept here, multiple inheritance. Actually, Java do not support multiple inheritance, but we have a workaround for that. What is multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance. You please observe here, in every test case belongs to admin module. Let's say there are multiple test cases in the admin module. Any test case belongs to admin module. Launch the application. login as admin, launch the application, login as administrator, check employee registration, log out and close application. Similarly, the second test case, user registration, launch the application, login as administrator, verify user registration functionality, log out and close application. Any functionality belongs to admin module, or not only launching the application, login as admin, after validating the functionality, log out. This is also common for any test case belongs to the admin module. You are getting what I'm saying? In any test case of the admin module, not just launching the application, login as admin is common. After validating the functionality of the admin module, again, log out. What I can do, Muhammad, mute yourself. In Java, directly we cannot import two classes into one class called, we don't have a concept of multiple inheritance in Java. But workaround, what I can do, here I have app utils class. We have launch application and close application. Here I am creating one more class. So for example, admin module constants. I'll create one more class with the name admin module constant. The admin module constants extends app utils. So what happened? Everything present in the app is copied into the memory of the admin module constant. Now, there are multiple test cases belongs to my admin module. The employee registration test, the user registration test, like any other test cases belongs to admin module. What are the prerequisites? Login as admin, check employee registration, log out. Again, login as admin, check user registration, log out. Any functionality available in the admin module, not only just launching the application, login as admin is common, lastly log out also common. In every test case, I do not want to call login and log out also, like launch app, close app, what I can do. In the admin module constant, I create a function called admin login. Also, I'll create a function called admin logout. These I configured with before the suit. These I'll configure with after the suit. This I'll configure with before the test. This I'll configure with after the test. Admin module constants extends into employee registration and also user registration. So what happens now? The employee registration test extending what? Admin module constant. The admin module constant in turn extending app utils. So what happens now? Yes, online team answer this question.
Employee registration will extend both constant and app util. Admin constant and app util.
So finally, in this scenario, let's say there are no methods in employee registration test. If employee registration test extending admin module constant, how many methods will be available in the memory of employee registration test?
2, sir.
I repeat my question. Employee registration test extending admin module constant. Agreed in the admin module constant we have 2.
4, sir.
But this admin module constant is extending the memory of the app utils. Already there are 2. Together, how many will be there in the employee registration?
4, sir.
In the 4, before test, after test, before suit, and after suit. What is the order? First, before suit will run, launch application. Then, before test will run, login. If there is no test method, if test method available, test method will run. Then, after test, logout will run. Finally, after suit will run. Let me implement this. So what I will do here, in the same library, not in app, not in utils. Utils meaning constant. I can use this utils class for any other project also, Primus Bank, e-commerce also. But admin module constant I cannot use for other applications. The name I am giving constant, but it works only for RNHRM application. In the RNHRM library, I am creating a class with the name. Admin module constants or admin module utils, something like this. Any name, meaningful name. These admin module constants extends app utils. Instead of login, because I'm using only for admin login, that too, I can hardcode the data also. This I'm using to verify just to log in as administrator. I create a function, say admin logout, the same code. The admin login I'm configuring with before the test. The admin logout I'm configuring with after the test. I go back to the app utils. Launch application I'm configuring with before the suit. The close application I'll configure with after the suit. Now I go to this employee registration test case. I don't need to call the login. Provided we have to extend what? Not app utils. The admin module utils, which in turn extending the app utils. I don't need to even call logout also. Let me run this employee registration test case. First, before suit will run, launch the application. Then before test will run, login as admin. Then test case will run. After test will run, logout. After the suit will run, close application. We can simplify the code like this. Now I can apply the parameters here. It needs the first name of the employee, the last name of the employee. In place of hard-coded values, I'm giving the first name and last name. I go to the XML file. We'll add this test case also into the suit. The name of the test. class path. A package name where the test case is present and the class name. For this test case also, you need to input values. I'm defining two parameters here. The same names also you can use as parameters. I'll give some sample data here. These two parameters I need to access in the test case. Done. Let us run the suit now. There are 3 test cases in the suit now. First, check admin login with valid data. Admin login test case with valid data, the first one. Admin login with invalid data, the third one, employee registration. The 3 test cases are executed. The data also displayed in the results. 3 test cases are passed. Admin login test with valid data, admin login test with invalid data, employee registration test case with valid data. So let me add last one, user registration. Any number of test cases, same procedure. This extends, which one? Which class? Admin module utils. I'm creating the test method. When I run this, what happens? First, before suit will run, launch the application. Then before test will run, log in as admin. After test will run, log out. After suit will run, close the application. All preconditions or post conditions are getting executed. Here now we need to cover only the code belongs to user registration. Last time we created one method, add user in the user class, which require the role, employee name, username, and password. It is adding a new user and checking user registered successfully or not. If successfully registered, true, otherwise false. I'll create a class for the user in order to call the function add user. I'm creating an object for this class. Then I'm adding the function, calling the function add user. It needs the role, the employee name, the username and I'm giving some password. If user registers successfully, this function returns a Boolean value. This I'm taking a variable res, expected true. I'm implementing the assertion, assert true. Expected true, if actual also true, pass, otherwise fail. By default, log out and close application also will run. Enough. Let me run this now. Well, let me go for even parameterization otherwise. Okay, I'll run this independently first. Let me check where the problem is getting. It's not clicking on that save button, I think. Just a moment. You're working, I'll explain what I did. Here, after entering username and password, it's a small validation happening inside. The password and confirm password both are right or not. Then control can come to the save button. I'll explain what I did. While adding a user, we are selecting the role, enter the employee name, input the username. Here I am giving the password here. When I input confirm password, internally it is having a validation. It is taking some little amount of time. The confirm password and the password you have entered is right or not. After some time, the save button is getting enabled to click. After entering the password, confirm password, here I made Selenium to wait for 2 seconds, then click the save button. We observed it is working now. Let me run one more time by changing some data here. It's working now. So one more test case we have created, user registration. Let us add this user registration test case also into the suite. In this package, and it is the test case class name. To run this test, we need to supply some data here. Role 1 data, one input, employee name, username and password. Role is the first input argument. Employee name, second argument. Username, one argument. The password is the last argument. In place of these hard-coded values, I am substituting the input field names. First, I need to add all these parameters into the suite. Role 1 parameter. Employee name, other parameter. Username, other parameter. Password, one more parameter. I given all some sample data here. I think it is username is 8 characters. I do not know. I am giving like this. These parameters we need to access in the test case level. Right. Let me run this suit. One moment. I delete this data. Okay, it's fine now. So totally how many test cases we have in the suit now? Admin login test case with valid data, admin login test case with invalid data, new employee registration test case with valid data, and user registration test case with valid data. There's one more test case left in employee login. It's employee registration, third one. The last one, user registration. We are given the wrong values. I'll run this code again. Actually, in this application, sometimes the password, it is accepting only that QH123. Maybe for some reason my developer made like this, I think. I asked him to change it. I already created one employee, David. I'll delete it. Let me run this again. There are 4 test cases in the suit now. First one, admin login test case with valid data. Second one, admin login with invalid data executed. Third one, employee registration. The fourth one, user registration. All 4 test cases are executed. The last one is pending. Check this employee able to log in or not. That is employee login test case. The last test case I'm creating, employee login test case. Tell me, it extends what?
Admin module utils.
Employee login test case it is.
App utils, sir.
Not admin module utils, app utils. In admin module utils, we have admin login. We are writing a program to verify employee login working or not, app utils. So only as of now, launch application, close application we have in app utils. Launch application, close application. Only admin module test cases we have to access or extend admin module utils. because for any test case belongs to admin module, admin login and admin logout is needed. This program to verify employee login functionality, we are extending the app utils, not admin module utils. Then we have to call the login function. In order to call the login function, I am creating an object for the login page class. We call login function. This time we supply the employee username, employee user ID and employee password. First, let me hard code it. Just now we have created this username and password, David user account. First, I'll hard code it. Later we'll go for parameterization. What is expected? What is expected?
User registration login successful.
EMP module displayed. If the admin link is not available, it is employee module. Last time we have implemented this code, employee module displayed or not. This function return value I am storing in a variable arrays, expected true. I'm putting it. And we have to call the logout function. Let us run this test case separately first. Later we go for parameterization. Your code is checking admin link is available in the page or not. Implicitly, you know it, wait about 20 seconds. We have implemented try-catch mechanism to avoid the exception. Done. This test case also executed. Let us add this last test case into the suite. In the same package, we have this class. I'm adding the required parameters here. Employee user ID. The employee password. These two parameters we have to access in the test case. Before that, let's substitute it. In place of hard-coded values, I'm substituting the input fields. We'll access the parameters available in the testng.xml file. Done. Now, the first test case in the suite, admin login test case with valid data, the data is available here. The second test case in the suite, admin login test case with invalid inputs. Third test case, employee registration test case. If you want to execute the test case with some other data, you can change the data in the XML file. You no need to modify the test case every time. I'm giving some data here. The employee first name and last name. For the same employee, I want to create a login account. For the same employee, I want to create a login account. Login with this employee. The complete data I have modified. Let us run the suite now. How many test cases in the suite now? There are about 5 test cases in the suite. Test case 1, test case 2, it is test case 3, employee registration. I given some data like Leshant. The test case 4, user registration, creating login account for the registered employee. The last test case, the employee able to log in or not. This way of building automation script for any project is called modularity framework. First, develop the independent test cases, group them into the source so that whenever you receive a modified version, if you want to test a particular feature, run the test case. You want to test all together, run the suite. All 5 test cases are executed and pass. The entire RNHRM test suite executed, totally 5 test cases executed, pass. And here we have the detailed HTML output. A complete test case results is available here. These results will be saved permanently inside your project folder, test output folder. In the outside of the Eclipse, I am going to the test output folder. Just now, no, this one. The name of the suite, RNHRM test suite. All these test cases, 5 test case results we have here. All 5 test case results. It's a emailable report format. Total number of test case executed 5. Admin login test case with valid data, pass. Admin login test with invalid data, pass. All 5 test cases results. The data used to execute the test case also displayed here. Actually, it is automatically TestNG will generate this kind of emailable report. We no need to write a single line of extra code to generate this kind of reports. And these reports are permanently saved inside this folder. In future also you can refer them back. It is another format of the test report. The individual test case results will be available inside the suite folder. Each and every test case results also separately available. Individual test case results will be produced. The suit results also will be produced here. So this is all about the first framework, TestNG modularity framework. Hope you understand the concept. So whatever the TestNG features we have learned, using all these TestNG features, we have implemented the first framework, the TestNG modularity framework. But here, always we are running the test cases with only one set of inputs. If I want to run the test case with multiple sets of inputs, we have to go for the data-driven framework. For implementing data-driven framework, we have to learn the Apache point. So in the TestNG.xml, for some reason you do not want to run some test cases, what we can do? Already we learned it, commenting. We can comment the test cases you do not want to run. Already 5 test cases are available. Whenever you run the suit, every time the 5 test cases are running, instead of running 5 test cases every time, supposing for some reason I do not want to run some test cases, I can comment the unwanted test cases. Got it? So online team, please confirm understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So let us discuss about the next topic. Apache POI. Take the topic, Apache POI. What I said? What I said? What is the topic? Chapati? Apache POI. See, about 4-5 sessions we learned about TestNG. After learning TestNG, all basic concepts, annotations, assertions, remaining topics, then we can able to easily write the code of modularity framework, right? Same way, next 3 sessions we learn about the concepts of Apache POI. The Apache POI is another free API for Java to work with MS Office files. Apache POI is another popular API, Java API, specially designed to work with MS Office files, Microsoft Office documents. What are the MS Office files? Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, any MS Office files. Programmatically, you want to perform some operations on MS Office file format using Java coding, only Java. Apache POI library is made. So Java has about 24 million libraries, 24 million APIs available for Java. There is a major reason why mostly people use Selenium and Java combination, because 24 million free APIs available for Java, only thousands of APIs available for still Python. It is still under developments. The mvnrepository.com, mavenrepository.com, like YouTube. What is YouTube? You know? Don't know YouTube? What is YouTube? It's a marketplace for videos, right? Similarly, it's a marketplace for open source artifacts. How many are there? How many softwares are available in this marketplace? 26.4 million free APIs are available here. So many things available. You know, Selenium is one of the free API. 1 million 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 All versions of the Selenium. This is the latest one. It provided the date and date also when it was released. Complete version history, the information will be present. Any Java API you can access from only one repository, that is mvnrepository.com. Later we'll discuss about it. It's Apache Maven actually. So what is this Apache Poi? Check out this. What I said about Apache Poi? It is a popular Java API used to work with MS Office files, Microsoft Office files. Microsoft Access, Excel, Word, Outlook, OneNote, the PowerPoint, in Java programming, to work with any Microsoft Office documents in Java coding, there is a free API available for Java called Apache Poi. Here PY stands for Poor Obfuscation and Implementation. Listen, there are many MS Office files available. The Microsoft Excel, Word, the PowerPoint. There are many other MS Office products available. Standalone Java cannot interact with MS Office files. Standalone Java cannot automate various operations on the MS Office files. Java alone, in Java we don't have ready-made classes to work with MS Office files. If really in Java coding I want to work with MS Office files, you need to attach a API, download and associate a API called, what is the API name? The Apache Poi. This Apache Poi used to work with various MS Office files in Java programming. Take this diagram, I'll give the notes about it. Take the notes about it. Apache Poi is the most popular API, used in Java programming, to work with Microsoft Office files, Microsoft Office files such as Microsoft Office file such as Excel, Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. It's a free API available for Java to work with various MS Office files. Standalone Java. In Java, we don't have any ready-made classes to work with Word, Excel, or PowerPoint. Apache Pi has. Really, in some Java programming, somewhere you want to interact with any MS Office file, we have to associate Apache Pi to the Java project. Like Selenium is a API for Java to interact with the HTML pages. The Apache Pi is a API for Java to interact with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. Clear? Right. Here PY stands for Poor Obfuscation Implementation. I'll give the notes. See. Okay. The Apache Pi provided, so you know MS Office, Microsoft Office, what are the various versions of the MS Office? Microsoft Office, what is the latest version? Anyone? What is the latest version of the MS Office?
11, sir.
Not Windows. Not Windows operating system. I'm talking about MS Office version. Office 365, right?
2019.
Office 365 we have. So many versions we have. We have MS Office 93, 95, 2000, 2003, 2006, 2007, 2010, 2013, 2016, 2017, Office 365. We have various versions of the Microsoft Office. Apache Pi supports both old version and new versions. It supports all versions of the MS Office. Here, the Apache Pi provided two types of implementation. Horrible spreadsheet format, HSSF, horrible spreadsheet format, shortly HSSF, XML spreadsheet format. This is to work with the new version of the Excel. This is to work with the old version of the Excel. You know, Microsoft Excel old version, you'll get the extension .xls. The current version, you'll get the extension like XLSX. XLS extended X. Let me show you this. I have Excel 2013 in my machine. Latest version only. Not very latest. See, in my system, any Excel file you will take. I'm showing you the file extension. What is that? What is the extension? .xlsx. MS Office 95, before 2000 version. When you create an Excel file in old version of the Excel, you get the extension only .xls. You know, the old version we don't need to worry about. It is about 15 years back story. Still, Apache Pi supports working with both the old version of the Excel and also new version of the Excel. HSSF stands for horrible spreadsheet format. XSF stands for XML spreadsheet format. horrible spreadsheet format. It supports only the old format of the Excel. Office 95, Office 97, Office 90, very old versions. XSF stands for XML spreadsheet format. I'll show you. It supports latest version of the Microsoft Excel. Latest version meaning last 15 years version we have XLSX only. In one diagram, I will give the completely what is available in Apache Point to work with Microsoft Excel sheet. See, in real time, test cases and test data mostly we manage in Excel. Hence, here we are focusing on Apache Point to work with Microsoft Office document, that is Excel documents. Here, the Apache Py provided some interfaces, workbook. The MS Office file, Microsoft Excel file is generally called as a workbook. Workbook, sheet, row, cell, cell style. All these are the interfaces available in Apache Py. Interfaces, superclasses. There are two classes belongs to the workbook. HSSF workbook, XSF workbook. Now answer me now. Generally, you know, Excel files are generally called workbooks. If you are working with the old version of the Excel, very old version of the Excel, how you create an object for the class? How you create an object for the workbook? What is the interface name?
HSF
Workbook. There are two classes, HSSF workbook, XSF workbook. These two classes are the implementation of the workbook interface. So what is your code now? Workbook WB equal to new HSSF workbook. If I am working with the new version of the Excel, current version of the Excel, workbook WB equal to new XSF workbook. Similarly, sheet. See, as it supports old version and also new version, for everything, these two categories of classes available. HSSF sheet, XSF sheet. These two classes belongs to the superclass called sheet. HSSF row, the XSF row. These two belongs to the row interface. The HSSF cell and XSF cell. To format the cells, I want to fill the background color, font color. If I want to do any format of the cells through coding, the HSSF cell style, here it is, XSF cell style. These are the various interfaces and classes available in Apache Py to work with Microsoft Excel workbooks. Old version, current version. Is the old version of the Excel. This is the current or new version of the Excel. Take the notes in this way. The Apache Py provided following interfaces and classes following interfaces and classes to work with following interfaces and classes to work with both old version and current version of the Excel files. Current version of the Excel files. Take this. In one diagram, I have given what is available in Apache Pi to work with both old and current version of the Excel. These are the classes and their methods we are going to use to automate Excel operation in Java coding. Note down this. Venkat, stop recording.